and I'm getting a flashback to all these Stephen J. Canal TV shows. Riptide! Thank you, Dr. Ben.
Yeah!
This art is just so freaking crazy and just like so, like this is the epitome of like underground comics to me. I think I love it. I think it is so cool. I don't know, just the certain things, like she's walking away and she just has this big ass with
look at that big ass, look at that big juicy booty, this Latina
with her twisted deformed arm looking over her shoulder. I love it so much. It's almost Ted McKeever-ish in a way. I don't know. It's like Beavis and Butthead unmet. How do you like that? I don't know, but it's so cool. Like, there's just something very compelling and just, I love his stuff. I'm a fan. Great storyteller. Just totally, as I've said before, the epitome of like underground indie comics. Right there, Dr. Ben Anthony. Such great, color choices and just, I don't know. I'm with it. Inimitable. I love it. I love the color scheme you chose here, and this looks so good. Good job, Dr. Ben.
Love it.
For you 90s stoners out there.
This just felt... Yeah. This stuff I really like too. I love underground stuff, and this side of the book tried to bring a lot of that feel into it, and I really appreciate it.
Wow. Yeah, that's Dr. Ben again, man. He had been away from comics for a long time, and now he's back. He's got these crazy colors.
Yes, I like.
Really great work. And some of it's like meta too, it's got talking about Brubaker, Sean Phillips. This is like, he is in this. He's the guy with the chops and the bald head there in the top right. So like,
That's the Broob.
Yeah, his hat. Yeah, does Broob know about this? He would love this.
I don't know.
You can get $500 for the original art if that's on Bristol board out of Brubaker.
Dr. Ben is just yelling, "You're wrong," at caps. All right, but here's my larger point.
Come on, you fuckers think that just because a guy reads comics he can't start some shit? I'll fucking take all you...
Yes. I got to give Dr. Ben some props real quick, Thick Comics, because when he wrote to me, I think sometime last year about, because I write comic reviews and stuff like that in between everything, and like he hit me up, was like, you should do something like, do like a interview thing, or like, I don't know, join the Comics Journal or something, right? And I kind of just took those words to heart and just kept going for it. So Tony, I'll be interviewing you very soon down the road.
Yeah. Well, me and the Lord, we got an understanding.
We're on a mission from God. Take my money, my cigarettes. I haven't seen worst of it, and I wanna know, can you tell me I love to stay.
to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. I've never been with anything less than a man so fine. I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone past with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. I've never spent much time in school, but I've taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch, but when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine.
Here we are.
Unseparated. We did it.
We are back. We are here. We are here. We are here. We are here.
We're here. We should have that Revolting Cox song.
Revolting Cox.
Beers,
song.
steers,
Beers,
queers.
steers, and queers.
You haven't-
No, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Even though I'm not a queers, but we accept queers.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying. Revolting Cox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They were also in Ministry, I believe. Pig Face. Perhaps did a stint with what's his face? Trent Reznor. I think there's a Revolting Cox Trent Reznor connection. I think.
Do love me some Trent Reznor. 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, Inch Nails. Maybe I should.
Yeah,
this
turn the
is- this is
sky
gonna be-
down. I don't know. The people might hear it. And
Be
they
mad.
might not want to hear
I
that.
might not like communists.
Yeah.
Much.
I'm not pro-communist. I'm not necessarily anti-communist.
Well, as you know, we're here.
I'm sympathetic to some things they have to say, but sometimes some of them can get a little overboard and a little bit loony. Speaking of loony,
We are going to look at
some Looney Tunes.
we are going to look at this. It's called Animalize.
Animalize.
It's
I
a
think.
Animalize. That might be it.
Yeah,
It's
Animalize.
a fan fiction of the Looney Tunes. We'll look at this in a little bit. We're going to try. This is the other thing.
We're rolling in a new direction. The river is changing the current. It's
Changing the flow of the river.
Yeah.
Diverting the headwaters.
Well, it is spring out, and the woodchucks and beavers are they're building their dams, which is changing the course of the river.
You see, kids,
Because that's a little science for you.
come springtime, all the animals start coming out of their little hidey holes. Starts warming up. They want to get out into the streets. They want to stretch their legs, do their little voice, their little
cause some havoc.
calls, mating calls. They call them.
Yeah. Yeah. The crows are conspiring to.
Oh man, think if we could get the crows to say the Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
That would be fantastic. I mean,
we got to find a bunch of parrots then. Parrots are the only bird that we know of that has the ability to produce human language.
well, I mean, I do have access to parrots, but anyway,
we have to we have to breed more.
Gotta get these parrots and put them to work. Put them to work.
have like a big factory, like in your barn, and like breed a bunch of.
See, that's what I was thinking. Is that we should start the stream with those,
and just like teaching them like on loop, like free Palestine, and just like release them out into the world, and they're like just everywhere.
And this is the other thing. Don't think that we're just a couple of assholes making fun of Palestine and the struggle for freedom. We're not. I've been reading this shit.
Yeah,
Fucking Joe Sacco. I've been reading this, despite the fact I'm gonna have to give this to Sam so I can get like the in-depth view of it. But like, I do not like Joe Sacco's artwork. Like, we discussed this before. I've said this before.
I kind of like it though.
Like the way he draws faces and stuff is, I
feel like it's like a parody of like political cartooning or something. Kind of like the exaggerated features of like some of the characters in the story or something.
That's possible. I guess I could see that. Well, so anyways, we'll get some Palestine references. We'll discuss. It's gonna be a fun show. This is just starting. Everyone's having a good week so far. We were watching
Joe Mallon.
Yeah, Joey Mallon.
Yeah.
Now let me pull up.
What is the whole background behind that?
That's what I was gonna say. Let's pull this up.
I'm still gonna find my newspaper because it's like there might be like a funny story in there. This is a free for all show tonight.
Yeah, it's the free for all. The relaunch. That's your beer. Okay, so what I was thinking we could just do like we were talking before, where we read up, share screens as we've figured out how to do. Now that we're advancing, or at least I'm advancing my computer skills. So this is the site. You read my article about Swamp Thing, right?
Yeah,
the Swamp Thing on
about
88 and Jesus, our Lord and Savior.
Yes. DC does not like Jesus, apparently.
Yeah, they published the stuff where like Tom King is kind of like,
or they don't want Swamp Thing to find Jesus.
Yeah, like they don't want to special delivery.
I don't know. Like maybe I don't know. They're acting like Swamp Thing is a fictional character.
I still haven't gotten any response.
Swamp Thing needs to find Jesus too.
That's what I was saying.
Why are they so mad about that?
Like why if someone's first introduction to Jesus, to the story of Jesus Christ and what he's done is because they found it in a Swamp Thing comic.
Yeah.
For one, that says something that the religion is not doing its thing.
Well, some religions don't like their like God being depicted in
right here. Look, as you can see,
certain forms of artwork. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like in Islam, they don't like Allah being represented in human form. You know?
It's not Allah that they're upset about.
Or what do you mean? What?
Muhammad. They don't. But no, this is what I was gonna say too, is that speak with the Swamp Thing, as you can see, I'm not gonna dox myself here, but this is my I sent them an email to the email they listed, the publish 88 Swamp Thing or whatever. Still no response. Still no response. You'll see these are other emails.
Is Rick Veitch out there
watching? I would doubt it.
Well,
he does not. He's on. As much as I like Rick Veitch, he is probably not for my political ideologies of everything at once all the time. No,
that's a good movie. Have you seen that?
I have. But so that's what I'm saying. This is on Fandom Pulse. This was
yeah, that is fighting council culture.
Let me make sure we got yeah, it looks like it's on there. And should we get?
So what is
Where's the
story
other?
all about here? What?
Well, I guess I could check it on here. I just want to make sure that we do have our volume. It says it doesn't say muted down there, so
No.
I could check it on here.
I think
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
People can hear us. We're hearable.
Okay. So
our voices are being heard.
I don't want to put Sam in the
What?
position of so they don't want pictures of like
Muhammad.
Right, and Mickey
Mouse.
Right, well, they,
So
they
Muhammad-
wouldn't like that.
They wouldn't like Muhammad sucking Mickey Mouse's
Mouse
member.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. We don't want to put that kind of thing out there. Images like that. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Who would even do that? Who would draw?
Our prophet, Muhammad.
Let's look straight at the screen. Okay. So former Marvel comic artist John Malin detained by C2E2 security. That is fighting cancel culture. Oh, and this is by Robert Romano. Excellent. What's up, Mr. Romano? There's John Malin. Some people call him Coach. Coach Malin. Former Marvel Comics artist John Malin. Worked with Rob Liefeld. You're familiar with Rob Liefeld.
Yes, I am.
Creator of Deadpool. Little movie that some people have heard of.
Yes.
We can watch the Deadpool trailer on this. We can do anything with this shit nowadays.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, that's coming.
How would you do that? It would be a...
Yeah, let's hope it's good, folks.
Okay, so this is John Malin as Pierce. I can't believe what happened here today, guys. Legendary stuff. That is fighting cancel culture, being where you're told not supposed to be. That was godlike and graveyard shift creator John Malin's comment live at the C2E2 convention in Chicago, Illinois, on April 26th, after being briefly detained by event security while live streaming, and then let go. Catch and release. They got a catch and release program in Chicago, is what it is. If you're in Chicago, you know, if you're like a gangbanger, rapist, you know, they got a catch and release program. You're a convenience store.
I have like an
robber.
interesting thing like about like Chicago.
Well, let me get through. So John Malin purchased a day pass to C2E2 in protest after having an exhibitor booth that was supposed to be shared with Shane Davis and Ethan Van Sciver canceled, having a separate 3-day pass refunded, and then being explicitly told via email he was not allowed to go to the convention. So C2E2, Reed Pop conventions.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want Sam to get wrapped up. Sam is a neutral observer here. I believe you're for you're a Reed Pop.
What am I for?
You're for Palestine. Food, not bombs. Food, not bombs.
Well, yeah, I'm cool with people getting food, and I'm cool with people not getting bombs.
Make sure we don't. Okay.
Including Palestine, I guess, too. I don't want them getting bombs. I don't want Palestine getting bombed. I don't even want Israel to be clear, too. I don't even want Israel to be bombed either. I don't want Israel bombed either.
Right.
You
Well, I
know?
mean, either way.
Either way.
But I mean, that's
to be clear too. Like, I'm not.
That's what's popular.
I am not Hamas.
Not
You
yet.
know, like,
Not
yeah.
yet. The former. I was hoping I want to get those kaife. What do they call those?
Oh.
I want one of those. That's what we got to do for the next stream. Was we'll be on here and we'll be like. I'm just. I think that would be the way to. Okay, sorry. All right. The former Marvel Comics artist resisted Marvel Comics artist resisted the cancellation and went to the convention anyway. Event security found him, and then, after consulting with the event management, judged he posed no threat to anyone at the convention and let him go, leaving him free to roam the event after all. So he was. They looked at him and this guy, he's not a threat.
He couldn't hurt a fly. Fly would probably kill him.
Fry.
Fly would probably kill him if he
Fly
tried.
would knock the fuck on over.
Yeah, like,
He's fine.
he messed with a fly. The fly would fuck him up. Just like flip him over. Like,
now what are you gonna do? Now what? I
be helpless.
A lot of my commentary is in jest, but I do want to thank John Malin for his service to our country. He is a United States
honestly,
veteran.
he walked through there like a punk rocker.
Yeah,
you know, he just
you can't come to C2E2.
I'm coming anyway.
You can't come to
Like,
our comic book show. And he didn't go in there and say,
honestly.
"Hey, is it okay? You guys really?" He just said, "I'm fucking here. What are you doing?"
Yeah,
That's
walks in like a badass. Honestly,
that is badass.
Big cojones.
John Malin said he felt vindicated, telling his audience, "We're out here. This is the front line, guys. The world of commerce, business. This is where it matters in the real world. This is where Shane Davis, Ethan Van Sciver, and myself went to make a difference. I would say a small change happened here today. A small victory. It's got to start somewhere. Why not in America's own Palestine, Chicago?" I mean, how many people get shot there every week? Every week.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not you go to Chicago and you know you're going into a den of people that do not like you.
That's where Al Capone, went to a jazz club owned by him back in the day. He owned it. I heard that from a cab driver when I was like in there for like a weekend or something.
John Malin added, "Got to get the people in the right headspace. If we're not causing trouble, we're not disobeying rules on your ground floor. If we're not disturbing people or going out of our way to make them feel unsafe, we should be allowed to be here as anybody else. So if we're not causing trouble, if we're not disobeying the rules on the floor, if they say, hey, you know what, you can't go up and squeeze somebody's titty. That is off limits. You can't go up and gander at somebody, a cosplayer, stare at them like, what's up? I'm not touching you, Sam. I'm not touching you. I'm just looking at your boot,
And that even if they are wearing Black Canary cosplay, you can't do it.
No, can't even. I think it is. I
mean, maybe
you can't like take a photo if you don't ask someone. I don't think, even if you're in a public space, but that's the proper etiquette. I believe. Now I don't want. Let me make sure. Not getting like
I don't know.
hate messages immediately of like you can photograph people.
The audience or
read the room.
Viewers. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're not going into a crowd and like literally attacking them.
I don't I don't know.
You're there trying to sell comic books at a booth that you paid for. You're not there to go out and antagonize the crowd. You're trying to say, hey crowd, you like comic books? Well, tell you what,
some comic books.
Here's a comic book about Palestine from Joe Sacco.
Yeah.
New printings on the way from Fantagraphics. Yeah. Never one to let what do they call that? Don't let a crisis go to waste.
Yeah.
Fantagraphics.
Who said that? Janet
Reno?
I don't know.
Was it Janet Reno? No.
No. No, like it's a quote by somebody around the time of the Rahm Emanuel, I think. Around the time of 9/11.
Again?
Again,
another Chicago guy. Rahm Emanuel, former mayor of Chicago.
Yeah. Wow. All circles back.
Chicago is
it's a den of scum and villainy.
The vein of them. The main vein.
Yeah.
Chicago. Says that Shane Davis also went there, even though they told him not to go. Says he was able to go inside as his Mange Davis persona in character and live streaming. Later interviewed John Malin at the convention, and who was not detained by security. Shane wasn't detained by security. He agreed that John Malin's bid to live stream his way into the convention was a big part of the successful protest, saying, yeah, probably the videotape was a big part of you staying in the con. Okay, so like he went in. Is that what it is? Shane Davis noted that he walked to where the 9 Lives Comics table was set to be, saying I walked by where the booth would have been. There's nothing there. Like, it's just an empty space. Shane was the one who there's like a sign for a Mickey Mouse watch. That's it. I got it. Okay, I did not read this article. And there was a sign for a Mickey Mouse watch. Isn't that something? Fucking Mickey Mouse and Muhammad. Right there at C2E2. Free Palestine at C2E2.
And Muhammad is sucking Mickey's
on the Mickey Mouse watch. God! Why would they put that there? Why would C2E2 put such an insensitive image of Muhammad and Mickey Mouse instead of Shane Davis's normal comics? They're about cats. They're kid-friendly comic cats.
Really, the true person sucking Mickey's dick is
Israel.
Yeah.
See, that's
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu. And yeah. My goal,
because he's getting their money.
Well, that is true. We do want. See, that's what we should. Maybe we should bring up
that.
Something
That
about.
That would be a good political cartoon.
A good. Yeah. So there was a whole. Let's see. This says why the original cancellation of the exhibitor of Shane Davis was based on offensive verbal comments, supposedly in violation of the C2E2 code of conduct. So does C2E2 have any people that are supporting Free Palestine? Do they have anyone that's supporting Israel? Because there can be offensive comments from both of those sides. Is C2E2 taking a stand for Israel, or is C2E2 taking a stand for Palestine? Which one is what I want to know from C2E2, because they haven't released a statement, and we need to know if they're trying to stop people. These people will never have me at their conventions. I'm gonna.
Well, should we ask the people to write to their local congressman?
Write to your local representatives. That'll do something. See, I thought about doing like local. Because there's all these pictures I have of local politicians with like kids on their lap and stuff, like reading books.
Oh,
which
a little sketchy.
Disturbing.
I do not trust it. But all of these days they wanted politicians to kiss babies.
Oh yeah, they're always doing that.
They're always hooking them on that.
Here's the baby. Kiss the baby. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's
at some point they're gonna feel like they have no choice but to, and then they catch them in a scheme. They're like, "Ha! You want to have sex with babies?
Sex with babies." That's what they were saying about Bernie Sanders. Didn't you? That was just on the. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. We'll stop sharing that for a second. It's just us in the bunker. Look at that. I gotta figure out a better background, because all I got the pizza sign. That's it.
Everybody loves pizza.
Like
that, dude.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. That's what the what you call it? The culture war. They tell you can't come to the comic book show, and you go anyways. They say you're dangerous, and then they're like, this guy couldn't hurt a fly.
The fly would probably beat him up.
This fella. What else? Oh, I was gonna share one of the other ones. Did we didn't even look at my thing. Maybe we should do that. We gotta go back. Hold on. Dude. So that's congratulations there to young John Malin for doing his thing.
Yeah.
Standing up to the man, standing up to either Israel or Palestine, whoever C2E2 backs.
Yeah.
Standing up to whoever they are, and going to the comic book show.
Not giving a shit.
Not giving a shit. Just saying, hey, fuck it. Here I go. Stop me.
Are we gonna talk about this? Your article? That's your article.
Yeah. I figured we should, because I don't think we did it on my channel at all. I figured I liked it. It was just from a couple days ago, 6 days. So I didn't want to like scoop them when it came out. I didn't want to like the
Mhm.
first day it came out,
Mhm.
have it on my thing and like not send people to their thing.
Mhm.
But yes, this is on the same
The Swamp Thing issue, the comic 88
yeah.
issue.
Well, I was gonna say it's on the same website that we were just reading about.
Mhm.
Mail in there, Phantom
Mhm.
Pulse, John
Right.
John Della Rosa's. He got after John Della Rosa interviewed Dan DiDio, the editor from DC, and the guy who's currently at Frank Miller Presents Comics, right?
Yeah.
They were like, everyone went crazy. Oh, you can't talk to John Della Rosa. But just a couple months before that, John Della Rosa interviewed Eric Larson, creator of the Swamp Thing.
No,
the Swamp Dragon.
What are you doing? You're changing history, Dr.Ben. Len Wein,
and
Len
Roy
Wein,
Thomas.
Yes.
And,
yeah, that is the true creator of Swamp Thing. We are not changing history on this show.
Roy Thomas.
Just to get it straight.
John
Give him
Buscema.
credit where credit's due. You know.
So that's, I mean, you know, I'm a big Swamp Thing fan, so we wanted to highlight that. I wrote up this article. It came out, the news about this thing Rick Veitch had posted on his Facebook. It came out the last day of March, March 30th or 31st.
Yes.
And as you know, the next day was April 1st, was the day when the news about the depressing, horrible, sad news about the passing of Ed Piskor was the next day. So it was
on April 1st.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's playing a joke. Everybody.
I like thinking that, like, you know, it is like a joke, like it's like him doing like occult symbols and saying like, hey, I'm not really gone. The Jake, because there was all that weird stuff in his note. But anyways.
Well, let's hope he's alive, but
they took him away into witness protection, and you know, the government yeah, you know,
well,
I like believe in conspiracy theories sometimes.
But let's be serious about it.
He's down with Tupac,
you know.
In what is it? They say Tupac is down in the Bahamas, Cuba.
Yeah.
Where's Tupac supposed to be?
Maybe we should do like an investigative documentary movie about the death of Ed Piskor.
It's now.
Like, do it like with monologues like, I don't believe he's dead. Like he had so much to give to the world.
I mean, that is the thing, is it does seem there are numerous questions that, like, you know, I don't want to get like too off on it, but you know, there are just like lots of questions. I mean, it's so sad if it's true. Assuming going with it being true is like incredibly sad and depressing. You know, like but then you know, the same thing this shows with John Malin. John Malin had his booth canceled and told, don't show up at the comic book show or else we'll arrest you. We will send security after you. This is after years of being told all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, years of being called every name in the book, because I think he doesn't seem to make a big deal of it, but I think he's like a more like conservative voter perhaps, or maybe not even a voter, either not a voter or maybe conservative. Not with all the, you know, the Antifas and stuff, which, you know.
Those people don't vote. They just throw rocks at things.
Right. They don't vote. They don't know how to vote. They're just, can't vote, just throw rock, cut blade, burn things. But such a thing, like, he had been through like years of this kind of hatred that like Ed only had for like a week. So I mean, that's another thing, is to consider that going through that kind of stuff is hard on people, and when you do and you're successful, you keep going, you don't give up. You get to be able to walk in to fucking Chicago, where they say, come in here and we'll arrest you. After putting up with that for years, you get to walk in there clinking.
There's,
you know,
like some like police area in Chicago, I heard. Like I went on like some college group trip. Is like a human rights group or whatever.
in your jihad college
or whatever. But like,
I see.
But like they were talking about like these police areas in Chicago like that are basically like Guantanamo Bay where they can like grab people and detain them
just like with no charges.
With no like
you can hold someone for like 60 days or 90 days, whatever they have.
Yeah,
like
it's like a violation of human rights. It's like it's like a police state in Chicago.
America.
Yeah,
a police state in America.
Yes,
Sam. I disavow these kind of anti-American, un-American statements. You know what?
Well, what's the problem with Swamp Thing issue number 88 anyway?
Why is it a controversial comic book that DC Comics to this day still won't publish? I don't know. Why? Some would consider it to be somehow against Christianity. Swamp Thing issue 88 was to be part of the conclusion to the Rick Veitch run on the series, in which he had succeeded noted British writer Alan Moore, who had his big breakout success with the same comic. And at this point in the story of Swamp Thing, he was traveling backward through time, ending up at the time of Christ almost 2,000 years ago. The issue portrays Jesus and refers to him as the Nazarene. Though there is nothing I notice that is particularly blasphemous on my read-through of the unpublished script. We need to look back, at the other comics culture events of the time to understand this story better. Now, someone did say that there's like, they call him a hedge wizard in the comic.
A hedge wizard?
A hedge wizard. They refer to Jesus as a hedge wizard, which I don't know. I didn't notice that. But I don't think that's particularly blasphemous. I mean, I don't know. Seem like nitpicking.
They're like, oh, he's a magic man.
See, they call him a magic guy instead of. I don't know.
He reaps his power from God. God gives him his power. He's not practicing magic.
The Jews of the time, the Pharisees and the holy men of the time, said that he was performing his miracles by means of the devil, by means of Beelzebub. So that, in actuality, calling him a hedge wizard might be in keeping with the actual lore from the Bible. Just different phraseology.
Yeah, I mean, people at that time, like Jesus was a controversial figure.
Now this one, I thought you.
Yeah.
Maybe you read this part because
when Swamp Thing 88 was initially scheduled to be printed and published, it was shortly before the first Batman movie came out, way back in 1989. DC Comics was already dealing with controversy stemming from the casting choices for the Batman movie. At the time, many fans and comic professionals considered Michael Keaton's playing Batman to be a bad decision, and there was an early fan protest surrounding that situation.
And I found actually several of these, like photocopied papers would be like, Michael Keaton is Batman. No. Like,
no, dude. And
look at that, just wall of.
He turned out being like one of the best ones.
Yeah. I didn't. If you look it up on like Google or something, like image search, like you can find these. And it has like the names of like people that filled it in, like Johnny Somali and Bobby Two-Tone, and like all this different stuff. Like,
is there like one comic writer that was like, I was always behind it, I always backed it. Since day one, I always saw the potential in him.
I've got to
is there anybody that said that?
What it talks about, like, it mentions like that comics professionals were also against Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
But so I need to look. That's what I was saying. Like, that could be like an extra credit special we could do, or if anybody like in the chat or anything ever knows, like if there's sometimes people will be like, oh yeah, I remember that, blah blah blah.
So basically the idea of it is like they didn't want like more flack thrown at them with
they're already dealing with this. They don't want to also have two fronts, Batman and Swamp Thing.
I mean, Batman turned out to be a big hit. Maybe if like they waited on until like after all of that.
And that was around the time that there was the the Swamp Thing movies too. Remember there was like Swamp Thing and then like Return of Swamp Thing.
I never saw those, unfortunately. Or are they good?
They're not bad. They're the same. You saw the TV
I saw
series.
the TV series. Which,
so the TV series was just a year or two later.
Yeah.
The movies were a couple years before then, and it was like the same guy playing Swamp Thing in all of them. But the early movies are kind of.
Wasn't there like a Swamp Thing, like a recent Swamp Thing TV series, but they canceled it like automatically?
There was that too. Yeah.
I never got to see it. Like, is there any place I can see it? Like, where?
I am not a publicist for DC Comics. I would tell you, but I would have to charge you. So why does an unpublished Swamp Thing comic from 30 years ago matter? Anyways, that's for you readers to decide
because it's another Swamp Thing comic that you could buy.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to see it. I think they should have it as a sepeate thing because it was never released. I think that would be cool. Put it as the black label. No. And as we discussed, I wrote to this email. Rick Veach posted it. Hey everybody, this is the thing. If you want to write to the email, publish swampthing88@gmail.com. This was like a few days ago. Well, it was published on the 20th.
Well,
still have yet to respond.
Dr.Ben, do you have the unpublished script?
I do. I forgot to give that.
We have to make copies of it and like wheat paste it to walls everywhere, like around town. Just
protest.
Like, yeah, like it's like the world needs this.
They need to know.
Yeah.
Let me find a. I'll show you real quick. Just the old. Let me pull up.
I got to use the pisser.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here. All right. Well, I will try to entertain the guests. It's just us for now. Sam will be back. It's like a camel. Drinks for days on end and then takes him hours. So I can play some music if you guys want. Maybe talk about this rabbit comic. Get her. It's got what's her face on there. I'll make it big real quick. Here we go. Look at her. Oof. What's her name? Lola. It gets pretty. It's pretty spicy in there. So.
Oh, we're talking about.
Oh well, no. Oh, he's back. Okay. Well,
whoa, hey.
Let's finish.
What?
Okay, let me pull this. No, go back. Oh, geez, what did I hit? Oh, that was the right thing. So I think we might.
Recordings just got
We
back.
may have to.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local
Copyright strikers.
Copyright strikes. Yes, Craven, Swamp Thing.
Government agents, scientists, soldiers,
theater mode,
master criminals, secret formulas.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is 80. This was the first one.
So that's Alec Holland.
Yeah. It's his origin. It's got what's her face, Abby. Abby Ark in this. Well, yeah, in the comics, she's the daughter of Dr. Arcane too. So that's what I'm saying. All of that is in here. So this is 1982. This is like before Alan Moore started, isn't it?
None of them belong in this swamp.
I think 82. If it was up to 88, issue 88 in 1989.
The Swamp Thing.
There he is.
Are they seeing him?
Yeah. Where was?
Oh yeah.
Pull it back to like where he's in the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as long as they get like good shots where it's not real high detail, it's not too bad. But like if it's like close up, it's like
looks like some guy in a rubber suit.
That is a green rubber suit. It's definitely. With the TV series, like you thought the suit in the TV series, I think that was better.
Yeah.
It looked more like just a big pile of twigs and stuff. But yeah, in this he's just it was
Here comes trouble.
there's all kinds of
Swamp Thing.
that was a good shot of him. What I want to go back to that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if it's in direct light or close up, it is definitely a rubber suit. Yeah. But I mean, it's a good. He sounds like him when he talks. Okay, like.
Yeah, I have a good idea of how
okay.
like the Swamp Thing speaks. He has a very distinct like when I read a Swamp Thing comic, I have a very good idea of how.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
speaking.
Well, it's like you watch the Swamp Thing show. How did you think of his voice in that compared to like?
Yeah, very good. I feel like when I read the comics, that's kind of like what I hear.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the same guy in the show is the same guy there. So it's like he kind of like like made the like ran the made the trail. This is how Swamp Thing talks. Arcane, no.
He has a slow way of speaking, but I feel like that he thinks about every word he says. That's the idea I get from Swamp Thing. He like meditates on everything, like that he's speaking.
I can see
but
that.
He speaks very slow for that reason.
Well, he is definitely like it is more like thinking like horror or whatever. Like it's a horror, like because that's how like they advertised it was a horror comic, and it is more like
thinking man's.
What? Yeah, like philosophical. Like
yeah,
is he a plant that was a man? Or a man that dreams is a plant. What is it?
Well, like there is some pretty creepy stuff in some of the stuff that Alan Moore writes with Swamp Thing, like where Abby is having all those delusions and stuff, like when she goes into the house. You remember that one? Like, and there's that arcane guy who's like some demon guy, and it's like in a dream of hers or something.
How should we do? Yeah, I guess probably we shouldn't, because I was thinking like we could go and look at like the actual file, but I couldn't figure out where it is. But no, we don't want it to be like clear. We want just like some hold up like. Once I find the file, I'm gonna have to like share it on my my Substack. That's what I was thinking.
So I saw you were showing them this thing earlier.
Yeah. So
I was looking through it a little bit earlier too. I don't know.
It's hard to
yeah, it's basically a porno comic.
Yeah, it's
with Bugs and Lola Bunny just raw dogging it or raw rabbiting it. Raw rabbit.
Raw rabbit.
Raw rabbit. Raw rabbit again. Oh, that's making me all horny.
There is like weird
watching it.
There is weird like what's his face? Sylvester shows up in the beginning.
I don't know what's going on with
Daffy shows up.
Sylvester.
And also like these frogs. What do they say? It's boring. There's nothing to do.
Those are the aliens from Space Jam.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, when they're like
when
they're like losers. Or
there he is. There's Elmer.
Yeah,
there's Elmer and Taz and
Porky Pig
and the bird. But the bird is like in blackface or something. Like,
well,
look at that.
I think the object of this was to offend somebody. Maybe
that's possible. Like this is the thing. This is from You can read it, like read the thing to explain.
This
like
is the English dub of the Animalize issue 4. This Dujin Shi. What does that mean?
Jujinji is like the fan comics
Okay, comics in Japan. Origins from Japan. Was printed by an unknown artist in 1998. If anyone has any information on the others, feel free to share your knowledge. Yeah, our viewers out there. If you know anything about the beautiful Dujin Lola bunny manga with the immortal trickster Bugs Bunny. I like how they call Bugs Bunny the immortal trickster.
You know what I want?
That is a good description.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've always thought.
Because he's a time traveler. He's been with Christopher Columbus.
Christopher Columbus.
He had discovered America.
He says
who discovered America? Like in Columbus tries eating Bugs Bunny. He's like, he imagines him as a chicken. Like they're in the captain's mess, and like they're the whole crew is gone because they're going to discover America. Him and Bugs Bunny.
See, what
and then they're starving, and he imagines Bugs Bunny as a chicken. And he tries.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's like one of my favorite episodes.
See, what I've been thinking is that I should figure out how to make like a there's like a bat signal.
So you want to make an elephant signal?
Well, it would be for Brandon Graham. Like anytime I'd be like something that he would know.
Mm-hmm.
He would know more about the
Japanese
Lola Bunny
porno
comic,
porno mag.
Like I could just ask him, but I don't want to put him on the spot.
Yes. Well, we are doing it right now. We're doing it right now.
But have like a little signal.
Yeah,
I thought about this before
that's very
too.
Great that you thought of that.
What the reason I thought of it before was there was a period where there was a guy doing. You're familiar with like Tintin.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy that was doing like Tintin in different like paintings. Like he did like that Nighthawks at the Diner and different things, but with like Tintin.
Yeah.
And then there was, I think he did some with like kind of porny, kind of like cheesecake style stuff with Tintin, and there was a couple different things he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And like the people that own the Tintin like property were like trying to like sue him, and I was like, we need to alert Brandon. We need to alert him. He's the person that can help us stop this. Help see these Tintin porno comics through to publication. Get them made. And but then it was resolved within like a week or something.
I am for freedom of the press.
Yeah.
And any press.
Always.
Whatever.
Always.
People should be able to express their
Well, how would you
ideas.
explain? Because what I'm saying, like,
what is their philosophy behind this? That Lola Bunny is a hot rabbit.
Yeah,
I mean, look,
she is.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Lola is like a whole. they put these little tiny. I'm showing that just because, like, so you can kind of understand.
Yeah, it's already censored.
They censored
themselves.
The little entry of it's a little tiny black square. It's not. It doesn't cover like any.
Earlier in the comic, she's saying that it's cute.
When he's like
she's kind of like emasculating him in a weird way.
Well, that is a good point because they're always standing around.
He's like
without clothes, and then like where's his?
She's like, Bugs, it's so cute. He's like, cute. He's thinking this, I think. Cute, not long, but cute. Is that a good thing? And like, you like? Ooh. And then she's like, the head tastes so good.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a whole like explicit, but it's all in this weird like translated like bad English. You know what I mean? Like everything is just like this.
Well, that might be a specific kink for some people, like bad translated, like
they
language, dialogue, phrasing. Like that's a very specific kink, but somebody has.
What did it say at the end? Did it say it's from Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So that's
there's definitely a kink for that.
Yeah, they're okay. So they know what their audience is like gonna enjoy. So that's what I'm saying. It's so weird. Like I just found it going online and searching for it. I think, what do they call it? Like Space Jam fan fiction or something. And that's the thing too, is that like with my own,
these are the kind of things you look up.
these are the things I have to deal with because, you know, like, is this it? That's,
like the dwarves of Moria, you have dug too deep.
Hold on. I'm trying to get
and you found Tartaria.
Like this is the thing, is like when I initially released my own
Jam Space, which is better than Space Jam 2.
My own Space Jam fan fiction with Lola and LeBron, everyone just automatically assumed that it was like a porno thing. You know, they're like, oh, well, Lola, huh? Oh.
You do sexualize her a little.
But I mean, not any more than like already in the stuff.
The movie is already sexualizes Lola.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm just keeping the theme. Like it's not
like, don't ever call me.
Yeah.
Doll.
Don't call me doll. You know, like she's, and it has that in there too. Like they call her Babe, and she's like, Babe. But
if anything, in your comic, you kind of just make her sort of like a badass.
Yeah, like she steals the ball from Bugs Bunny. You know, he's got the ball. She steals the ball and slam dunk. Bam. You know, she's like, how about a little one-on-one with LeBron? But he's like, look, I ain't doing no Michael Jordan shtick. Come on. But then he did.
He got roped into it because of your comic book.
They're like, look, LeBron,
people
want this.
What?
This is what the people want.
One day, like somehow he came across the image of your comic book, and one day he waxed philosophically like to himself. He's like, hey, you know what? I gotta do it. Like, and he and like at the same time he was getting offers for the new Space Jam movie, and like he was having second thoughts about it, and he saw Dr.Ben's comic.
He's like, I've got to do it. You know what? This is a sign. I'll go do it. I can't think of how.
Yeah, I haven't really heard.
Why did I give LeBron a British accent?
I didn't even see like Space Jam 2, so like
by the time they released it was after all his fucking shenanigans coming back, leaving.
I don't know. By the next time, but okay, I will watch. Maybe
we should watch.
I will watch Space Jam 2 by the next time the river comes to the show, and I will give my honest opinions of the movie.
I'm sure we can find
for the audience. Yeah,
it's probably at the library. Honestly,
it's probably on our me and my brother got Max recently, and this is not an ad for Max. You don't have to deal with them. It's just
you can sponsor the river without sponsoring me. We're legally separate entities, and as we know, Sam does not share my extremist political ideologies. You know, like he's a neutral party, a photographer. You know,
I don't know if I'm neutral. Can't stay neutral on a moving train, baby.
The noose is neutral.
But I know what I'm against, but I don't push anything on anybody.
Yeah.
And I want people to be free. Mm-hmm.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
No, I've been,
yeah. How far have you gotten in there?
I have gotten to page 95. Ugh.
Mm.
Holy jeez. And there's, how many pages is this thing?
285.
Oh, it is I don't know how to describe it because it's like I realized it's like Gonzo, because like Gonzo journalism is where you're part of the story, right?
From what I understand about the book, he himself like went there and
it's him documenting going over to Palestine, Jerusalem, wherever all he goes. I don't want to say like he went to a city that he didn't go to.
Just the Gaza Strip or whatever.
But yeah, so
right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like he's in here and he's like documenting going in and going through checkpoints and all the like talking to the different people, what it's like just living with them. Like he's not there like on like a luxury cruise or nothing. It's not like he's there and
he doesn't have an agenda necessarily, right? Like
not that I could really. It was just to document things, though. Where's this at? We were just talking about. Is it this? I'll find this here because I did put in these sticky notes so I could remember.
Zionist Jew.
Yeah, there is no differentiating in here between a Zionist and a Jew, right? They don't differentiate. They're not like, oh, the Zionists. Oh, it's used interchangeably. So that and I'm not. I'm for whatever happens. Like I don't want people hurt, but we're way past that.
I've been to.
And if both of us,
yeah,
if we both agree that no more innocent people should be killed,
right?
Okay,
yeah.
Well, it's still going on.
Yeah,
what
whether we want it to happen or not.
So that's the thing, is like just realizing, okay, it doesn't matter if you're for something or against something. To a point it does, but to another point it doesn't. Yeah, he talks a lot. Like there's him talking with like photographers and like trying to get good shots and stuff. This isn't the part I'm thinking either. There's the
get out of your houses, dogs.
Houses, dog. They yelled bad words about prostitutes, sex words in Arabic and Hebrew. Nearly 20. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard to kind of like go through it because it's like it's not real. Not like a real like linear narrative so much. Like he talks about going from this place to this place, but it's hard to put everything in position. It's just kind of like this collection of like him being over there, stories from people. Like this is a story from some guy who they made him cut down his trees because of something, a Molotov or stones were thrown from my field. Soldiers said I could either put a 4-meter high wire fence around my field or they would bulldoze my trees. I didn't have money for the fence. In the end, they obliged me to cut down the trees myself. The soldiers brought me a chainsaw and watched. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
How do you? I have to ask, how did it feel? Like, who would even ask such an asshole question? But like, I mean, I guess like you just kind of like, what? Damn, well, tell him what? It says he was crying. I felt I was killing my son when I cut the trees down. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just like this collection of all these different people's stories and experiences. It's one after the other. Him going through dealing with all, like I said, all the different people, the guards, he talks about the prison camps. They get in the prison camps and then they have like, it made me think of that Monty Python thing where he like they break along representing the various factions of the PLO. the Popular Front, the Democratic Front, and the Communists, and the People's Liberation Front. You know what I mean? Like it's that
the
like
People's Front of Judea,
the Popular
Judean
People's
Front.
That's the Judea, right? That this all these same things.
I mean, like I can attest to like being around those circles.
Yeah,
because I like in my college days, I kind of like hung around like people that like knew about all these different various factions, and the only people that really did any good were the Food Not Bombs people, which were the only people that actively did anything to help anybody.
See, this is what I'm saying. That's a drawing of himself, of this Joe Sacco.
The other people just did a lot of yelling, and they had their areas of like intellectual masturbation.
Right. This is obviously you're
like
an anarchist.
I just can't stand that kind of shit. I don't know, like now people that want to like collect food from like places and feed people and like help people save a buck.
Yeah,
from the leeching capitalist empire. I'm down with that.
Well, I could, that's definitely.
Cool.
I'm always for like waste not, want not. Like, you got extra food, like definitely that's the sort of thing you should definitely share. Apocrypha, lies, exaggerate. Oh, like one of the things there's like parts that he talks about like different people that he runs into over and over again, right? Like he met him here, and then he sees him later at a different place, and like talking about like catching people like in lies. For some reason, I have written commandos here. Oh no! Abu Jihad formed the Palestinian Revolutionary Group Fatah with his close friend Yasser Arafat, assassinated by Israel commandos. Oh, because it says commandos. Assassinated by Israeli commandos in Tunisia. April 16th, 1988. We were one spirit in two bodies, Arafat said of him. Okay. But yeah, so that I think it's just interesting that like all these same sort of like people dividing into factions, and okay, well, we got to pick our leader for the Popular Front. Okay, well, we're going to have our leader for the Democratic People's Front. Well, we're going to have our leader for the...
I actually went on a march recently,
but like in a prison. Think about that. Like in all the social areas, it breaks down from you get the top, the big countries. These ones are the popular, the ones with the money, the influence, the smaller. It breaks down all the way down into like prisons. People doing the same things where they're like, it would break down even further if you broke it down into just the Popular Front, right? Like, then they would, if that got big enough, then it would split into the same thing of people like, well, I agree with so and so.
I don't know. Like, I don't like organized groups so much. Like, I don't really mess with that. Like, sometimes I like go in and observe the spectacle of it a little bit. Like, that's kind of how I am. But like, I in general, like, I want to help my fellow man. That is the position I exist on.
Right.
And I am a communist in that sense of it. Like, I have solidarity towards my fellow worker, my fellow human being. But I don't want to take control of the government and like, I don't want nothing to do with the government, That's kind of me. Like,
that's what the government wants.
I guess that's true.
They're like, we don't just don't worry what we're doing over here with these. We got some stuff for you.
Well, we're
gonna start separating you kids.
Well, maybe we can just like learn to live without the government. So like they got no subjects to work for them and follow them and do what they want.
I mean, we could. I don't know. Well,
maybe. I don't know. Whatever happens. But that's just an idea just throwing out there.
Well, I mean, who's tried that? The prophet. The prophet that they killed.
Jesus?
David Koresh. Another fallen
How long must they kill our prophets?
How long? He just wanted to have sex with women and lots of babies in his compound, and they killed him.
Well, I say that's a good thing.
I don't know. It's a tough one. What else should we look up? Should we look up? We can look up like funny stuff I've been doing.
I found this like article like today. Like I haven't read it yet. I just the title of the article just grabbed my attention and made me think of a sci-fi horror movie, because the title of the article is Face Invaders, but it's about pollen and how like it's spreading or whatever, and how people are affected and being made miserable from it.
Well, this
doesn't really sound as exciting as they made it sound. You know, like the title of the article says Face Invaders. I'm thinking like face huggers, like Alien. Like I'm expecting some like weird alien thing. And it's just some pollen giving people the sniffles. Boring.
Yeah, it's not as
kind of
interesting as
as they make it sound.
Face Invaders does. It sounds like maybe like something that's coming through Facebook. You go onto Facebook and they have like infiltrated your
consciousness. And
this is
the screens are also scanning your eyelids, and it's also getting into your brain and infecting the brain. They're sending electronic messages.
This is what I was going
to and there's a feedback loop that is feeding you things that it is finding in your head that it knows you crave and want, and is trying to manipulate your consciousness and control you.
Well, so this one,
yeah.
Well, it's odd that I think you'll understand. This is we were trying to talk about this earlier. I might need to. Oh, I think that'll be all right. I'll turn that up just to there. Okay. So this is blind people listening to Where's Waldo audiobook.
Okay. Did they find him automatically? They're like, I know him.
Is it not playing?
Right there. What?
Here, you listen. Oh, wait a second. Oh, no wonder. I need to put this in that. Holy jeez. That was me, folks. It didn't do it. Why is it not? Hold on. See, now they're probably just laughing at me now.
What are you doing?
And it muted it when I
trumpet. A woman in a yellow tank top. A woman in a green collared shirt. Waldo. A man in a white. A man with a broken bass drum. A man dropping his trumpet. Waldo. A man in a white. A man with a broken bass drum. A man.
Right there. Spot him automatically. By the power of his ears.
Right there. Do they even have those? Do they have Where's Waldo audiobooks? It seems cruel. Why would you?
There's such a big crowd of people. That's kind of like one of my phobias, is like big crowds of people. I don't like big crowds of people. It makes me uncomfortable sometimes.
Well,
because when there's crowds of people, there's groupthink, and groupthink leads to stupidity, right?
This could be right. I get this one. Here we go. Why does it do this? It doesn't. Do I have to reshare them? This is like a Back to the Future outtake. I found so much crazy stuff on.
I heard that they're making a new Back to the Future movie.
Yeah, this one. This is.
Did you hear about that?
Here.
I don't wanna.
You don't.
That's bad. That sounds awful.
It does sound.
Hey, puto! This is, man. There's a bitch.
She's cheating.
What?
Shit, man. Son of a bitch, she cheating, man. Hey, bitch. Go home, boy. Fuck, man.
She's cheating, man.
Yeah. Action, man.
I don't understand. Like what?
Why is Mark? Why
is he like a
why is
fucking old? Is it like an old gangster or something? What do you even call
he's
him?
doing some kind of like Latino accent?
It's so goofy. Like it's just
like Michael J. Fox canceled.
Stop him. He's guy.
He's got Parkinson's. Stop it.
Stop it. Well,
no, I love Michael J. Fox. He's cool. Or I just love the character of Martin.
yeah, I don't know what I would think if they did like a
apparently
remake?
Timothy Chalamet or whatever, the guy that's playing the guy in
Yeah.
Dune.
would be Marty.
Yeah, apparently that's what he's in everything now.
Oh.
Like he's being Bob Dylan in a biopic for Bob Dylan. I hear he's infecting everything.
Oh, no. Even in the Dune. Here's Superman. That is what we need. Like,
oh no!
Come on, man. That's what we need. Is just to just pause.
We
I
need
don't wanna-
Superman.
Yeah, that's Marty McFly remake.
Reverse the planet.
Nope, we're going. No.
Find who is responsible. Like while Superman is reversing this decision, send Batman in to pulverize the guy thinking of
Full
this idea. Like he's like,
stop.
Superman's turning back the planet, reversing the decision. Batman's finding the guy that came up with the idea and beating him to a pulp. That's what's happening.
Was it in the
World's finest? Excelsior! Excelsior!
Excelsior.
This comic is crazy.
Oh, that Rick Beach. Yeah.
That one, like, oh my god. It's awesome.
Yeah, him and there's like the early stuff for like Tyrant in there.
Yeah, it's just like this primal, ferocious, like dinosaur carnage, you know? And then all of a sudden there's like aliens and like
About the rabbits.
like World War II.
Can you be more
things.
threatening?
Tell me about the rabbits.
It's awesome.
How do we get this just on replay?
So,
you just need this.
Tell me about the rabbits.
Him
Can
just.
you be more threatening?
Tell me about the rabbits.
Just
Tell me about the rabbits.
tell me about the rabbits.
Well, like in Of Mice and Men. Like, George, tell me about the rabbits. You know, like,
Well, I think it was for like one of the Batman games. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was in the movie. I think it was like the Batman.
oh yeah, I
Tell
think
me
I
about the
remember
rabbits.
that. Yeah, I think
They were hiding stuff in
is
the.
it like a Mad Hatter thing, like with the like a white rabbit. Like, is that like a
It might
theme
be.
with
I think it might be
I don't
because
know.
there's like it's something with like toy rabbits. I think, and it's like some of them had whatever it was, like drugs or
Oh no,
something
never
bad
mind.
inside of them.
Never mind.
But
That's the Batman Begins game
yeah.
where okay, the rabbits like have cocaine in them.
Yeah.
The people are smuggling drugs.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's
And
what
part
it
of that game is you interrogate people.
Tell me
It's
about
actually
this.
it's actually a fun game. I don't know. I think it's a pretty decent video game as far as Batman video games are concerned.
Yeah, no, I played some of it definitely.
Yeah.
I remember. I remember that.
I like
part.
invoking fear in people. Like I just liked that
Oh,
mechanic of the
yeah.
game. It was like very focused on
Hmm.
like driving like the fear meter and like the criminal underbelly around you. You'd like kind of startle the guy and it would weaken his defenses and you'd be able to defeat them easier.
I do remember that. I forgot about like all this other stuff I put on here. I can't remember what any of it is. Look at all these. Like I put all these videos down there. Like I clipped in, but I can't.
Can't read them.
I can't read them. Well, they all just say R something replay and like numbers. It's like you have to like rename them or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like maybe you want to go ahead and shut it down for now. I think we've
Yeah,
driven off everyone with our talk of freedom.
Yes.
Speaking up for freedom drives away.
Freedom for porno Wabbit comics and freedom for Palestine.
Yes. Palestine needs to be able to have we need to be able to get this shit on the streets in Palestine. We need Palestine free enough and safe enough to be able to read Bugs Bunny and Lola porn comic books. We want them to be able to have that freedom like we do here
in America.
In America, the greatest country on earth. Think about that. If we knew who the person who made this was, we'd be public. Yes. In Japan, they had to hide who it was. They don't know who it is. Anonymous. Terrified, reveal true author. Yeah. So I guess I'll end it with the the screaming. Oh, that's like a whole bunch of people screaming. I forgot about that. We don't want that. How about Bill
Gonzo?
Bill Gonzo? We'll play that for the end. Okay, so
because the Palestine thing is Gonzo journalism.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna have Sam try and read through this thing because that's what I'm saying. It's a hard, I have a bad reading comprehension. Sam has like that attention to like a story. They can like read through it and like find all the stuff where I'm like, words are getting too hard. Well,
Too many words.
Too many words.
There's a lot of pictures though in there too.
And that's the thing too, is like I looking through reading it, I honestly found that I did not like his art style. Like I find it just not, I don't know. I don't know how to prescribe it.
Prescribe it? You don't know how to prescribe it? Well, you are a doctor.
I'll prescribe. Go down to Dr.Ben.Substack and subscribe.
Uh-oh. I'm rambling. I think I better tell my readers right now that I'm no longer responsible for anything that I write from this point on. I've been without sleep for 80 hours, so I'm beyond simple fatigue. The hallucinations have stopped, finally, thank God. But my adrenaline reserves are burning out, and I'm staring straight into the face of a total psychotic freakout.
What are you doing?
I'm writing.
Writing?
Yeah, my deadline pays, too. I'm pouring it on now, right on the edge. But I made a smart move checking into this place because, in case I lose it totally, I know I'll be safe in the arms of the Sisters of Mercy, huh?
What are you writing?
My Attorney versus American Justice.
One more thing. Mail for Sam! Mail for Sam! Thank you.